It's all love.
Good, good, good.
Good evening, good evening, good evening,
Hello.
ladies and gentlemen. You know, welcome, welcome, welcome to, in case you don't know, the Lady Birds of AFN. We are happy to be here again for another episode, impromptu, like always, because there's some things going around out there, but until the season start, we won't be as consistent every week. But hey, we got something to talk about this week. So let's go ahead and get right into the introductions. You already know me as Maggie T. Hi everybody, how you doing? AFN first lady, but I've added some more ladies to the flock. I'm excited about this. You've met them before, but let's meet them again. Right next to me, let me get my left and right together. There you go.
Uh-huh.
Put the jersey on, Handy. Right next to me, who do we have?
Pamela, better known as Auntie Pam, to all my
Auntie.
sports cast podcast.
Okay. All
Hello.
right, Miss Pam. Miss Pam. And right beneath her, let's see, who is this beautiful lady right here in that jersey?
Y'all already know it's Whitney J from the A Ready to Slay. We got some stuff to talk about. We got our team almost. Well, we got the coaching staff together. So we get.
I know.
Well, I'm feeling excited.
Exactly. Before we get right into this conversation, first and foremost, Anthony White was the first in the chat today. He was the first person since the off season, so he getting right into the topic.
Hello,
So,
Anthony.
hey, Anthony, we're gonna come back to your comment in a moment. We got Sherman Wood. What's good, family? How y'all doing? How you doing? We got King Trey. Hi, ladies. Coach Unchained, rolling and listening on the way home.
Nice.
Nice. D. Coleman, what's up? What's up? Big Ant, what's up, ladies of AFN?
Hey,
We got another lady in the house, Sonia.
Sonia.
Whoa. He said Pam got the green screen on y'all folks. Look, she's coming up. Miss Lady is coming up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got a makeshift green screen. This a background here, because I do have a green sheet, but I just didn't have time for that today. So Pam gonna be fancy. We got engine number 9, Dirty Bird Dixon. What's up, ladies? Y'all are looking beautiful. Happy belated Valentine's Day to y'all.
Yes.
Thank you. I didn't do anything for Valentine's. I slept. My parents had the kids. I slept. For one thing, my power out.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Yikes.
It didn't come on to like 4. It was off since literally over 24 hours. And they finally cut it back on about 4:30 p.m. So I was like, I'm not doing anything. Anyway, I didn't have anything planned anyway, but I stayed on in the house and enjoyed the quiet time without children. So that was bliss. That was happiness. Thank you, parents.
Yes.
Really welcome.
I spent a quiet evening with a glass of wine. That's what I did.
Oh, hey. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Since a long time. Everybody, tell you, that's why I stay off of social media when it comes to Valentine's Day, because everybody, woe is me. Everybody, I'm so it is a gift, February 14th. And I
ain't getting nothing. Oh my God. I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
if you already knew you wasn't with nobody, what you think somebody gonna look out for you today? The magical roses that you bought yourself just happen to flip on your desk. But I get you. Let's get right into the conversation, ladies. Just a little humor there. Just a little humor. Or let's go with it, because since somebody already wanted to bring up the topic, let's do it. So, Falcons offensive coordinator Zach Robinson says all options are on the table at quarterback.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So let me get into the comment that started off, since he was here first and early. He said he was the first person since the offseason started that even mentioned Ryder and Heineke's name. So we will see how it goes far as the QB position. So Let's start. Who want to go ahead and get right into this? What you think about his comments about it being open? What does that tell you?
I feel like it's realistic because, again, different regime, different coaches, different coaching techniques, different styles. One thing right off the bat, address the QB coach situation. You have
Mm-hmm.
PJ Yates, who is quarterback, who's now the quarterback coach. You have Zach Robinson, and they say he's done really, really well with working with quarterbacks, being able to get them at their best and being able.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we gave Taylor Heineke money, not Russell Wilson money, but we gave him some money. And besides, I feel like if they're both here, make them fight for their job. Make them fight for their job. I mean, while everybody loves Daniels and this whole quarterback situation that's coming in, which this is a good crop of quarterbacks that's coming in out of college. However, we don't know if you're gonna get a stroll. You don't know how things are going to work out eventually or things like that. Shoot, it's been quarterbacks that then came out in the first round who turned out to be duds. Who knows that
Absolutely.
having Robinson work with Heineke or work with Ryder, which I still feel like Ryder be second. And if Taylor goes, go get a vet. Go get a vet. Go get a vet. This team is ready to win now. If Ryder doesn't work the next week, he's still on a rookie contract. If he doesn't work anything else like that, he don't pick nothing in progression, let it be what it be.
Yeah.
But let's see what it does up under a new regime. That's just where I with it. And all options on the table. It is what it is. And I believe in Coach Raheem and I believe in Terry to see what's going to go on.
Okay. And Miss Pam, what you got to say about that comment though? Him just saying that, hey,
I
all
agree
options are
with
on the table. You agree with that?
I agree with it for the most part. But I'm curious to see, is he gonna give Woodstock a chance too? Because I know he's a free agent this year. And I'm open to getting a veteran. There's a lot of veteran, hopefully, if we get it for the right price. But I think I still say Ryder and Heineke definitely need the competition to be pushing them both.
And I mean, and he did mention them in the press conference. So it's like everybody's being looked at.
Okay.
So he ain't quite saying, okay, we're just going for quarterback, forget Ryder. But everybody is being considered and evaluated, whether they got to pick somebody in the draft. But bottom line, a quarterback will be addressed this season. So however it's going to look for everybody, let's see what the chat is saying a little bit.
I like this one, what V. Coleman said.
Okay. Bring Sierra on home. Oh, and Russ can play his little football. We don't need a Taylor. What's the name? We don't need that. But hey, if it makes us win, come on, baby. Because I'm feeling good about Usher bringing Atlanta on the map. So you might as well have a little Sierra in the stands, hyping the team up and doing her little goodies dance on the field. I'm all for it if it make some wins and make him win as a QB. So
about it, I feel like people want to down Russ and say, "Oh, he was on the downward spiral." I mean, if you look at his numbers, even when he was with Denver, his numbers were consistent. Consistent across the board, but you can't help even if you're throwing touchdowns if your defense is a bucket full of holes. I mean, there's nothing to do to save about that. We've seen that in many years with the Falcons. We had a high octane offense, but our defense couldn't even stop a motherfucking goddamn high school goddamn football team. So I mean, shit, it was sometimes JV, but I mean, then people talking about, oh, what about Future? I have not seen Future at no Falcons games.
Yeah, I mean, he's a non-factor when it comes to the Falcons. He's a non-factor.
I'm concerned about ring. I ain't concerned about Future. Let him make his music. I want a Super Bowl ring in this city. I want a Lombardi. I don't care who get it.
Exactly. But
Matt,
my thing is about Russell, though. That's if they're deciding to let him go, because from
That's
Miss
it.
Asia, I wish she can be here. No, was it Miss? No, it was Brianna.
Uh-huh.
Um, she mentioned something in the chat. She was like, his contract situation,
Yeah.
they'll be a fool to let him go. So are they really are willing to part ways with Russell? So is he really realistic in that conversation right now? Or there's been some things about, I heard Kirk Cousins. Um,
a lot of
I kind of don't trust it because the injury. That's what getting me
and
right there.
if you look at Russ and you look at Kirk Cousins, it's one that won a Super Bowl. It's one that's been twice. He
Hmm.
should have had 2 rings. But again, play calling. But regardless, Kirk Cousins, I'm not going to take anything away from him. But you want too much money. You just coming off an injury. And
mm,
I have a feeling that the Vikings may want to keep Kirk.
I got another option, y'all.
what's
Uh,
that?
why not bring get Matty Ice out of that booth? Raheem Morris mentioned Matt Ryan in his press conference. So why not bring in Matty Ice back into the mix?
Dirk Cutter didn't want me to be great, y'all. Sorry.
I
Soon as she
saw
said
that.
Matt Ryan.
Uh, that, that
Um,
that cut it off.
yeah. Um, I say Matt. I would see him more fit for coach. Helping out, somewhere on. I think he's too comfortable with commentary and
Yeah.
being in the booth. Now, one thing I can say though, and then we're gonna get to Justin's comment too,
Mhm.
and D Coleman, but he didn't say he's retiring though.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
So
a
he's never officially said I'm done with playing football.
Mm-mm. And
And
he
then we're gonna get
collecting
into
all
that
that
line a
news
little bit
in the
more down the
booth.
line, because we got a topic about that we can really go into that for real.
got
Because I want to break that down, because let's talk about it. Let's get deep
Yes.
into this conversation. But Kirk is a big risk.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other quarterback I put in the chat, y'all? What was the other one they were talking about? Uh,
Russell.
No.
Russell.
Uh.
I
I got
think
to go back and look, but
it's Russell and Kirk because really those are the two vets that's really names have been out there consistently. Has been Russell and has been Kirk Cousins. Everyone else's name are the new QBs that's in this cycle. Or
it's Kirk Cousins.
just,
No, Kirk Cousins. It was who else?
just
Shoot.
people Justin Fields to come back to Atlanta.
And
Well,
people want Justin
I don't
Fields.
think that's gonna work out
Yeah.
because they want to try with their own pick.
Oh, it was here you go. I'm clicking on it now, y'all. Don't mind me. Don't let me cut you off. But go ahead, Pam, while I'm looking for
So
that extra name.
I know
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield was one. Carson Wentz
Yeah.
is another one.
yuck.
Because Carson Wentz is familiar with their offense also. But the only problem with that is if he gets to all the way to the season, then get injured every time, then what?
Mm-hmm.
Another lost season.
Jacob,
Another missed.
Big Ant mentioned somebody.
Okay, Big Ant.
Yep,
Okay.
him.
Okay. What you think about that, Big Ant? So let's put the question out there, people. Then we're gonna go into a little bit of the next topic here. Who else some people are saying, Russell Wilson's looking like the better option at this point in free agency.
Yeah.
But do you have some draft picks that you're interested in instead if we decide to go pick one in the draft? Now I'm not thinking that we're gonna pick up high,
Not
but we're
gonna
gonna
go
grab
high.
one somewhere down the line.
We
Not
need a
worth
we
going
need an
high against
edge.
quarterback.
An edge needs to go high. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Quarterback.
agree. I agree.
And Justin said, I really don't think the Bears are getting rid. I don't think they're getting rid of him either.
No,
Me neither. Me neither. He's a franchise quarterback. They just have to fix the pieces around him. Now, I mean, it's always that home. You want them to come home story. They did it with Cam Newton. They're doing it with Justin Fields. Oh, they're from Atlanta. Pick them up. Do this and do that and blah 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 blah. Now, if they come home and they bum, What then? Get the fuck out of the city. You should have never came here, dog.
My thing,
So
that's my thing. It's like we want one thing about our love affair with the Georgia Bulldogs. We want every single player from Georgia. So I would not be surprised if, it's like our fans have a love affair with Georgia Bulldogs. They're not saying that we want a quarterback from there, but you said my man Tyrod Taylor, okay, and if we get a veteran quarterback and free agent Kirk Cousins is my choice if healthy. Okay, so you're saying you rather go with Kirk Cousins. Taylor is 0.500 as a starter, another bridge quarterback. Mariota's supposed to have been that person, so. Okay, got some good points here. Honestly, if it's a bunch of nothing at quarterback and free agency, Russ, maybe Baker, but after that, okay, that's a realistic answer right there. Trying to get everybody in here so we can get some more. Share this out, share the content out. But let's move on to the next topic. Since we're talking about quarterbacks and possibilities, and since Miss Pam brought it up,
I that on Cam Newton's podcast.
Now, I haven't watched it. I just seen some of the clips from it. So if anybody actually taken a listen to it in the chat, you can help us out here. Go ahead. Let me know how you felt about this comment here. Just Matt Ryan reflects on lack of appreciation from the Atlanta Falcons fans, because of course he went to another team. So it was really specific to our fan base. He doesn't. And then somebody said, bring back Cam. That ain't happening, Captain. Even though he said if he do come back, he will play for the Falcons. He's too egotistical. He hasn't been in the league for quite some time.
I definitely don't want him after that Super Bowl when it was a fumble and he didn't fall onto the ball. At least you had Matt Ryan battle for the ball. I mean, who does that?
Bring Cam home to the exit where he belongs. Okay, you're very passionate about that, but I disagree. I got to see something from Cam to make me feel like he's NFL ready right now. He's too busy trying to be a podcaster and be a Shay of YouTube. So I don't think. I think he, for the price, he'll probably want to come back. And then let's. He just didn't just say I'll come back for the Falcons, but if the price is right, you're gonna have to pay this man to come back.
He's not worth it.
He's not worth none of that. So,
but when it comes to Matt Ryan, I actually felt bad watching it because Matt was the greatest quarterback in Falcons history. No matter how many times you try to say it, I know we all love the Mike Vick experience. However, Mike made his decision. He made his choices. Unfortunately, Matt had to deal with the backlash of him becoming the face of the franchise when everybody was still reminiscent of Vic. And he said Vic actually supported him being a quarterback and stuff more so than the city. And I know we're fickle as a fan base because that was a dynamic time in Atlanta. Everybody had the Mike Vick 7 shoes. You've seen Mike Vick jerseys everywhere. My Mike Vick jersey is right in my closet right now. However, Matt put this city on his back and he did everything he goddamn could to get us a ring. He did. And a lot of people shitted on Matt. And really, honestly, I don't see Matt coming back because I felt like they fucked up when they overshot for Deshaun Watson and just let Matt go like
they
that.
shot themselves in the foot with that,
career here.
I mean, even though they were saying that Matt kind of knew that negotiation was on the table, but we allowed the media frenzy to hype it up.
Yeah.
We even pursuing that option when we're dealing with a high contract as it is, being Matt Ryan. But you want to go after somebody that had some legal trouble and things like that. For one thing, realistically, Arthur Blank wasn't going to do that anyway. He didn't want the controversy. He's all about protecting an image and
Mhm.
players that are, so that's why I said Russell Wilson would probably fit Arthur Blank's narrative, when it
Mhm.
comes to the cookie cook, you know
Yes.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just off of that alone. But as far as Matt Ryan, let's get to some comments. It said Matt Ryan had the right to say what he said. That was the
Mhm.
case with a portion of the Falcons fans here. It was sad letting go Matt, but it was a good decision because of his cap hit. We weren't
Yeah.
going to do anything with our cap unless we got rid of Ryan. Great quarterback, though, forever a Falcons legend. It said that's BS. He said Matt Ryan made history 3 times. That loss to the Giants, the loss to the Green Bay, and that Super Bowl loss. Oh, let's not forget the loss at Indy. And let's talk about that Super Bowl loss. I feel like since it's it's post Super Bowl.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I'm ready.
But I just want to go in on this, and then you can go in what you feel about what Matt feels. But I don't want to. We'll come back to this Matt topic.
We'll come back because I don't like that being said when that shit was play calling. He wasn't Devontae Freeman who missed his block. He was not the coach who was calling fucking plays. Everybody knows Matt Ryan is a coach guy. He don't call audibles and other stuff like that all the fucking time. He did what he was supposed to do. Kyle Shittyhand, that's why he messed up 3 times.
That's where I was going with it. I wanted to bring this man's name up because not 1, but 2, but 3 times. What's the common denominator in this situation right now?
3.
Kyle Shanahan.
I got an issue with Mr. Devontae Freeman.
Go ahead. I want to hear it. Let's go in.
You gonna ask for a contract increase on your contract during the Super Bowl week? What is that? What is that? I mean, this is the biggest game that we're in. We made the Super Bowl. Your focus shouldn't be on the money in your pocket. Your focus is to win that ring for this fan base.
Well, we had a lot of hungry, money greedy players on this team that went, for one thing, that went to other teams and talked shit, though. Like, you just completely disrespected the fan base, for one thing, the team, the coaches, and everything else. If you felt the way that you felt, why would you want to extend your contract? Why would you want this? Why would you go ahead and go? Just like Julio Jones said, I'm out of here. Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah, bye.
And he ain't been the same. And he ain't been the same since.
No.
I don't even hear Devontae Freeman name no more.
And how about these players that Matt got these players their better contract at other teams, and then when they get to the other team, they flat. They don't do nothing.
Yeah. So let's see. Divest. D. Coleman said the hate from Matt speaks to the culture of Atlanta sports. Winning ain't enough. You got to win in a fun way. It's kind of sad. They want to see championships.
Yeah.
They want rings. They want this. But I'm going to say this about that, though. Long-term fan. Born and raised from here. So, yes, I'm just about everybody fed up and want a win no matter what. But I'm not going to overshadow the steps to at least get close enough to at least touch it, smell it. I'm all about the team getting better by the year. Now we're starting to see the defense step up. Now it's going to be interesting what they're going to do. I'm thinking they're trying to step to a different type of defensive play. We'll see. It's still things, news articles and things out there like that. So we'll see what type of defense they'll run. But I'm just hoping they keep that intact. Grady Jarrett is better. And we definitely address, let's go back to this Matt Ryan, fans appreciation. I agree with him.
I do too.
You had Sarah defending him a lot. He wasn't the Michael Vick for them. He wasn't that flashy, Madden guy. He just, just came in, do what he had to do. This man barely missed the game. I think I seen Matt Ryan bleed on the sideline, then patched it up and went right back to work, people. The most consistent quarterback we've had in this franchise history. Let's not deflect that. People gonna have their opinions about him, but I can say he was one of the best quarterbacks there is in this Falcons franchise, no matter what you can say. And a lot of these people that get up in the Hall of Fame aren't Super Bowl winners either. So if that's what it's going to take for him to get into that Hall of Fame conversation, but you cannot, just like the Roddy Whites and, these players deserve to be considered one of the greatest of our franchise. You might not think in the league, but this franchise, he's one of the greatest quarterbacks we've had. You can argue with me about that. Let's see.
I say Lord got an interesting comment. He said, I think y'all got them goggles on. Matt Ryan sucked. Julio was the reason he looked good as he did besides the fumbles and interceptions.
Let me tell you one thing about Mr. Matthew Ryan. I guarantee you, if a receiver done run that correct route or not getting offset, he's gonna let them know. That's one thing for sure.
Now my thing is Julio in his prime, okay. But Julio, Mr. Diva, I need a paycheck. Let me sit on the sideline and just sit and make cake. It was not the reason that Matt Ryan was successful. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry.
Are we forgetting Harry Douglas? Are we forgetting Tony G? Are we forgetting the other playmakers that was around? Roddy White. What are y'all talking about?
Exactly. Julio Jones is the only one.
He's not the only one, y'all. He's not.
So, getting in that. So, just any last thoughts on this Matt Ryan conversation? Because, it always brings out the mixed reviews. Hell no, Matt Ryan was putting up stats well before Julio. Say that again.
Thank you.
Say it again. It says that's been the case. Never respected him until they realized quarterback.
His rookie season, he had a good offensive line. Now, why the heck they didn't keep that same offensive line? I don't know.
Even from the gate, the very first throw, man, that was an amazing, so it's like Matt Ryan wanted to be here. It's just he just wasn't given enough credit. And of course, there are some errors and mistakes. I'm not saying that he was flawless, but you got to give this man a little bit more credit than it took Julio Jones made him. Did you forget the season, before Julio Jones? Let's just keep it real. It said, look at Ryder this year. You need a quarterback that can place the ball in the receiver's hand. The quarterback has to place the ball. The conversation that I think needs to be had is, are fans ready for a quiet possibility basic of season in Raheem's first year? Probability favors that outcome more so than a playoff chip run. It's a good one. That's a good one. What y'all ladies say about that? Are you ready? Let's be real here. We're talking about, we're one quarterback away. But are you ready to go back to point one with the whole new coach and being mediocre?
I mean, not quite there yet. I don't expect anybody to come in here and do shit overnight. It's me. That's being unrealistic. That's me not me or a person not understanding that players have to adjust. They have to learn a playbook. They have to learn a brand new style. Not only is the offense changing, but the defense is changing. We have a whole bunch of free agents that's either going to stay or leave.
Yeah. That's going to make a huge difference.
A whole pack of new players coming in. They're going to have to gel. They're going to have to learn each other. So it may not click how we want it to damn click. And plus, y'all want so bad to go get a rookie quarterback. What rookie y'all think is going to come in here and do a CJ Stroud? CJ Stroud still had a team.
It's a rare. He is a rare quarterback right about now.
He had a coach that played to his strength. That was just stars aligning. That is a one of a 1,000 chance for that to happen. And what somebody was saying to this before I got to get holding for a little bit and then I'll come back in. People in Atlanta, I love my city, born and raised here. West Side Girls on 4.
West Side, baby. West Side, baby.
Be like pumps and circumstance. Somebody said that they want an exciting win. They want this exciting ass quarterback. They want to be able to have that Mike Vick and have the win.
They want to do the dirty bird and dance in the streets
They want to do
again.
all the extra stuff like that, but it takes time to get here. The Chiefs didn't get there overnight. The Eagles didn't get there overnight. The Bills are still having their issue, but their fan bases are willing to go with it. What is the problem here in our city? Because there are teams just as ringless as we are, and we are the most critical of them. So what is
because we are a transplant city. We rather go cheer for other teams that have those Lombardis, and it's so many non-Falcons fans in Georgia. So it's like we have to kind of create our fan base from people that just really are loyal, and then that some are finicky because it's like, well, it's the team that's in the city, but they're really not in support, so they don't fill up the seats until we got a glimpse of, shoot, we looking all right, let me go to the games. Like, but I can say last year was one of the best turnouts we've had in some time, though. I can say. So the media did their thing about that just a little bit. I think maybe because defense was starting to pick up a bit. We were still kind of, this quarterback situation, what's going on with that. I want to see what Ryder got to do, so it was a little bit, not saying it was excitement behind Ryder, but there was a little bit of excitement about the team at least, because every year we've started to get just a little bit better. And I shed a tear. It was like, is that defense? Defense? I'm a defense girl. I'm sorry. I mean, we can talk about quarterback all day, but if we ain't smashing quarterbacks down and we just letting them run up the score on us after we don't had Polo Ryder get in there and try to make his little way, and then you got the defense going to sleep. I don't care who you put behind center. That ain't going to do much of anything else. So Matt Ryan is top 10 in passing yards, touchdowns, and completions. Him even being questioned about the Hall of Fame is disrespectful.
I agree. I agree with D. Coleman.
Julio Jones didn't do for nothing when you the GOAT. Tampa. Let's get real on that one, Coach.
He didn't do anything.
Y'all got the beer goggles. Okay, Lord, I get you. You want Justin Fields.
Lord doing the most in this chat.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna get him on the.
Yeah, we ain't gonna get him. We're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it with me. It says it's wild to me. We patronize great players for playing with players. Playing players. We don't say Peyton Manning had Wayne and Harrison. He was just great. So was Matt. Lord, the Falcons, laugh at that Falcons defense shout out to see, just shows the potential. He said he's a zone 6 east side all day. Okay, big ant, put your cities, rep your city.
All right.
Go ahead. Even if you ain't from Atlanta, where are you watching it tonight? Share this thing on out for real. Bates been so good, haven't had that. Safety work. Man, I'm saying y'all bringing out some good topics there.
Icons.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. We have some. That's what you're saying is though. It's like we got to keep on. We got to figure out who we're gonna keep on. But we got some key pieces that are worthy of being back on this team next year.
Yes.
So it's just gonna take some good free agencies, some good draft picks, working with what we got, developing us more. Getting the quarterback developed. Now we have a QB and we got a couple of QB helps out there. So I'm excited. And the man that freaking did it as a quarterback, mind you, so it's like, come on, it's starting to click and make sense. But of course, it's all paper. It's all paperwork and everything else. So
correct. And I think we got a new strength and conditioning. They actually doing construction up there at Flowery Branch because they said some of the players and people said that our facilities wasn't up to par, and Arthur Blank don't take like that well, so
that's why they kind of breaking down stuff and doing that. Okay, that's why the reconstruction. See,
correct. They're redoing the facility.
Okay, so I can say they do listen to us. It might not be when you want it, but they listening, people. They understand.
I think
They
they were
know
trying to
that
work on cut
Arthur
down
Smith
on
wasn't
injuries,
it.
so that
It
would
was
help.
time. Speaking of, off the blank says discussions with Bill Belichick. Because of course we're a little bit late to the party. I know y'all seen this story out there, but we wanted to
Yeah,
give our feedback on it.
yeah.
We're never, it was never about power. He wanted collaborative relationship. And another one that wasn't added on here, he was not even offered the position.
Listen, yeah.
So what y'all think about that?
I think Rasheen earned that job, lock, stock, and barrel. He went in there, said, "I want this job." He gave a plan, and he blew them away. So that's all I got to say.
Okay. 'Cause I think that was just speculation, and it was just the media didn't know nothing. They just saw him eating lobster on yachts and thought that was it. He was just like, "Hey, buddy, you ain't playing no more anymore. You ain't a coach. Let's go ahead and eat, mate. Eat,
Mm-hmm.
have fun, enjoy your retirement. Because everybody's so hung up on the Falcons not going with him, and I think what's the name said she had to go for a moment.
Yeah.
Oh, that she's back. Everybody was so hung up on the Falcons not going with him, but this man doesn't have a job still.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that what does that mean for you guys? It's like, were they just not any team not ready to take that 3-year gamble with Belichick? Let's
think the fact
let's be
that
realistic here. Go ahead.
I think the fact is that they understand that a lot of managerial changes come with Bill Belichick. Right now, a lot of people are trying to save face for what's reality.
Mm-hmm.
Him without Brady is questionable. He's older. He's set in his ways. He wants things to be a certain way. And I honestly just didn't see Bill Belichick working with Terry. I didn't. Or Rich McKay. I didn't see it working out that way. Then he will bring in the people he know who runs his system like that, and it was going to be like that. It did not fit what type of, and I know people are hating us saying this, culture. We have a certain culture here in Atlanta, and please don't get in the chat talking about losing our stuff like that. We here, even though Atlanta is changing, we're full of Black people. We like to celebrate. We like to party. It's just things about us. We like to get excited. And if I would have seen Bill Belichick in that press conference, I would not have been excited. It kind of reminds me of Raheem when Barack Obama was on the trail in 2008. How he pulled you in. He's an orator. He speaks. And when he speaks, you believe what he's saying. It comes through like, yeah, I believe in it. And it ain't, well, this is our game plan here. And
for now,
we're gonna bring this in here and stuff like that, and water. I don't want to hear that.
That's what I'm saying. I just didn't see. I didn't see Belichick long term. I'm sorry. It's like I'm tired. Okay, this coach now, then this coach. It would have been just that. It's like, and what's the name was saying? He was like, that is the main point. That reason why I wasn't so sold on him being the coach, because it's like, just look at his record after Tom Brady in his draft. Even though he claims he wanted to coordinate with us, but you can't teach a dog new tricks. You can't. You've had so much power for so long. You can't even. It's gonna be a clash of attitudes, even if he don't have it. But it's gonna be like, well, I think. Well, it's gonna be a lot of. We don't need that tension in his locker. Now we don't know who's to say it was gonna be that, but I just felt like his ego was we was gonna have another egotistical person, Arthur Smith. That wants control of everything. You just can't convince me nonetheless. And whoever's in his treehouse, I hope you have sandwiches and everything. You're comfortable.
Yeah.
Bill and Art are friends outside of work. He could have been giving counsel. Okay.
True.
Interesting
That's actually a
tidbit
good way
there.
of looking at it.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. So that posed a question. Should have we gotten, was it too early to get rid of Artie?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
posting that to the chat as well. Meg, Mike, you just always in your feelings. You
Uh-uh.
still miss my Valentine's. It's 15th. It's a side chick day, and I still ain't got nothing, Mad Mike.
I'm screaming.
I still ain't got a card or nothing, a cookie.
Oh.
I don't eat. I think he sent me a little picture. Whatever, Mike. But chat, do you think that it was too soon for Art to go? Um, maybe would have. Maybe if he would have taken away some of his what he was having control of. We brought in a quarterback, coach. We mixed it around just a little bit. Do you think he still stood a chance, or do you feel like his best bet was where he is now, offensive coordinator? Well, is he on the team?
Yeah, he's with the
He
Steelers.
was the Steeler offensive
Mhm.
he's their offensive coordinator.
Oh, that's like that. So let me see. Okay, here it goes right here. I thought
Mhm.
maybe you give Artie one more year to prove, since the last 2 years
Whoa, whoa,
going
whoa,
7-10
whoa, whoa,
was
whoa,
over.
whoa, whoa, whoa. You're not
Uh-oh.
going to embarrass me like that in front of the world.
Oh.
See, what she won't tell y'all is that I take care of her, okay? I take care of her. She gonna get hers and she know it. All right, don't come in here and try to embarrass me. I'll go stay off until you try to embarrass me in front of the world.
Oh.
Talk about
Whatever,
I
Mike.
don't
Don't
take care
don't
of Miss
don't
Maggie.
flex.
She
Don't
she
flex,
know
Mike.
it. She know it.
I didn't have none for Valentine's. You
Oh,
didn't take
don't
care of none.
look.
You didn't
Look,
take care of none.
it's going to be done. All right, it's going to be. I do things the way I do it. You should know that by now. I do shit the way I want to do it.
Well, Mike, since you're here, the question was posed. Do you feel like
How are you,
Arthur
ladies?
Smith?
I'm sorry. I'm so rude. I apologize. I
Hello,
apologize.
sir.
Hello, Mike.
Just
Hello.
how do you feel? Do you think that he should have gotten one more year, but maybe just taken away some of his control of what he had?
Um, I say no.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I say no. I just didn't like the way how the ego for me is a big thing, and
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason, he just couldn't get past his ego, and you could
Yeah.
see that over times. Like for me, the ego. I think that was his downfall. He 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 he
His way
he
on the
em- he
highway.
embarrassed he embarrassed that young man, and he embarrassed that man in front of the world. And I don't
Mhm.
think that was the right thing to do with Desmond Ritter. Like, even though Des, he had his issues, but I
Mhm.
still think he embarrassed that man in front of the world. It's like, you could have done that a lot better than what he done.
That was his nail in the coffin. It was that whole
Hmm.
quarterback situation anyway. It was
And the
just
fact that
like,
you couldn't win those last important games, you couldn't beat
Hmm.
Tampa, you couldn't
Mm-mm.
beat the Chicago Bears, and then you go
mhm,
on the Saints and you lay an egg. That was your downfall right there.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
It's
The
If
one
ways
thing
you go
anything, you
about
need to
things.
win in your division. If anything,
Hmm.
I mean, the
Hmm.
Hmm.
biggest thing is that as a head coach, what I've seen all my years of watching football, my dad was a football player at Duke University, 1991 to 1994.
Go
We
ahead.
live and breathe football. That when it comes to coaching, coaches understand their strengths and they understand their weaknesses. They understand how to
Hmm.
be able to separate being a coach and being able to still be personable to your players. Because if your players are not happy, they're not going to go out there and beat somebody ass for you. And you can
Hmm.
tell, just like with the what who said this in the chat, which I really agree with them, that based on what Bijan said, and that's Terry
And
Roy. Shout out
that's
to
what we're finna lead right into
yep,
that. I wanted
that
to go
that
ahead
that
and
that
get
was the
into that.
situation. You could tell he lost the locker room, but in
Mhm.
year two, when you had that issue, when you had a quarterback up and fucking leave, when the rookie took over, you didn't have nobody else. Woodson, I mean, Woodside, like you had young quarterbacks that did not have an elder statesman. And instead of making sure you prompt these two players to get a quarterback coach, be able to say, well, my offense isn't working, it didn't work with Matt, it's not working here, let me try to do something maybe to tailor what I want with some collaborative effort, which I feel like what Zach Robinson and Raheem Morris is going to do. He was his own fucking downfall. And every time the media said, well, you need to do this, he'll do it and implode. It was ridiculous.
I like what D. Coleman said. I think having a coach come into a season on the hot seat is a recipe for disaster. You get a bunch of panicky and impulsive decisions that would have led to him getting fired. Anyway.
Yeah, I agree with that statement.
It said the Titans and Vikings losses cost him his job. Before that, I felt like they would have fired Ray Gone and kept off. Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, those losses didn't help his case. I think maybe if we would have pretty much took the division, they would have been like, okay, what we do
you
here
got
now,
one more
people?
year. You got one more year.
We gonna put the put the band-aid on it a little bit. You did get us there. We're getting better. Now we're a division leading team. We went from 7-10 to winning the division. So that would have maybe held his seat just a little bit longer. But it also is a matter of what happens in that playoffs too, as well. So, but they might have been looking at him just one more year. It's like, well, this man is getting us better and better every year. But he didn't save his case. But man, looking back at how excited for Raheem the Dream, I feel like he will do some good things in Atlanta. But then again, I don't know if Arthur Smith liked being.
Oh my God!
Not being in Atlanta.
Yeah. Okay. It says I agree, Maggie. It's a better chance for longevity with Raheem. Okay. What's up, Big Ant? After that second Tampa game, when Art finally started running after we went down 9, I was like, yeah, bruh can dip. But speaking of, we go back to that comment, when he was saying about Bijan, this is where we wanted to go with. Skip, my bad, y'all.
Yeah.
Falcons running, Bijan Robinson says coaching change was definitely needed, as well as he also said in that conference that we are he felt that they were Super Bowl caliber team. So what do y'all think about that? Does that mean that Arthur Smith, and I said it early in the season, I said, I'm feeling like Arthur Smith is losing his locker room, because look at CP. He was speaking out a little bit.
CP was unfucking happy.
Looking at me. Hey, I'm still here on the team.
Yep.
So what do you ladies think about that? Whoever want to chime in?
You can lead off, Miss Pam, because I've been chatty patty up here.
That's all right, girl. Go.
Go ahead.
I say when it comes to this, it goes to show that you need somebody that's excited. You need somebody that's willing to listen. It was already questionable enough when the Falcons picked Bijan, because we already had a dynamic running back system. You have both of your running backs, and one that went down, he still could have scored. And even the third string had good running. They had both over 1,000 fucking yards rushing. So everybody was questioning why they picked up Bijan until we saw that magic that Bijan has. And if he is a rookie coming from Texas, Starkeesian, all that extra shit like that, and he's complaining as a rookie and makes that type of statement, you got to know he was looking at his vets and seeing what his vets were feeling. And you could tell after them losses, you could tell Grady Cherry was irritated during certain games. Like you could tell that Grady Cherry was irritated. And really last season, if y'all go back and listen to what he was saying last season before this one, Grady was getting tired. He's getting tired. You gotta remember when he came in and they got straight to the fucking Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been downhill ever since then. And then y'all went 7-10, 3 years in a row.
Yep.
That's a hell of a high to come in and then do a steep dive like that.
Yeah,
So
that was a nosedive
that
for
was a
real.
nosedive.
Really, really.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to see, because all them players, for all of them, when Raheem was announced, for them to retweet it, to post it. The only people I have not seen post it are all the free agents, because of course they can't post what they ain't have yet. So I'm interested to see how it's gonna go. But
Mhm.
all those old players and coaches are saying that Raheem is a man's man. I'm
Mm-hmm.
fucking excited to see what he brings.
And I want to get into D. Coleman's comment here. I think B. John is, a rookie that has no idea what a Super Bowl winning team looks like, respectfully, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily the Super Bowl part of things. It was more of the main comment I'm focused on was it was time for a new coach.
Mm-hmm.
That's somebody that's excited for Raheem. That is
Yeah.
just players backing their coach. Is like, you know what? Maybe we'll have a chance. We needed a new to change, because that just, to me, that speaks more volume. So he's just feeling hype. He's feeling excited because it's like, not only does he represents, he's somebody that looks like me.
Mm-hmm.
It's if you look at it, it's a historical moment at that. You
Mm-hmm.
can't help but to get excited about it. And the fact that it says a lot there, for him
Yeah.
to say it's time for a new head coach. So how many other players you felt that? So go ahead, Pam, what you got to say on that?
Basically, I think let's see, Rasheed Morris. He's has experience on both sides of the field, the offense, defense, and special team. So I
Mm-hmm.
think what's going to be different is he's going to be over the whole team. He's not going to even, just make sure, over what the offense is doing, defense. So he's going to be all over the team, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. And what about Bijan, about his feeling like it really was time for a new head coach as well? So he's backing it up and he's feeling like it's a Super Bowl caliber team. How you feel about that?
I think he's probably got the pulse of the whole team, because they were ready for the change, but they didn't know who the coach was going to be until
Mm-hmm.
until it was announced. And I think he actually reached out to the players before they actually announced it, which was good.
Mm-hmm. It says, I think Arthur doesn't want to have a Marvin Lewis situation in ATL where the team is good in theory, but in reality persistently falls short, but the coach continues getting the benefit of the doubt. I think that's what it was. Just with bringing in Belichick and everything else, it would have been um the expectation of this. So this Super Bowl winning coach just going to come in here and day one take us to the Super Bowl, and it was just he had to really make a decision for the long term. Um, you know, I can say Raheem is a coach's, he's a player's coach. He's I'm not the smartest. I don't have to be the smartest man in the room. I keep bringing that back up, but it's like, this is a collaborative effort here. So I'm going to bring it. I may not know how to tell you how to, I've been on both sides of the ball, but I don't want all the control of that. I want to bring in expertise in these positions to get these players developed, coached, ready to go. It was a lot of players that just got. Let's see here. It
Uh-uh.
says the Jacksonville game was when I knew Art couldn't develop quarterbacks right after Dez threw his first pick six. Art went right back to throwing the ball instead of setting down his young quarterback and run the ball. Now, I want to go back to this Kyle Shanahan situation.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to talk about it because it's like, what was it in this game that it's the same Shanahan in that field? Mike, you here. What lost that game for the Super Bowl? And does that say it's a little bit about what we were seeing in Atlanta? Is it just Shanahan's fault? Was it Matt Ryan? Was it Arthur? Dan Quinn? Who was it? Who was it? In your humble opinion, Mr. Sir, since you're still here hanging out.
I am here getting ready for a 6-man case style shortly, but
Oh yeah, we getting ready to get on that in a little bit.
because I'm just be real. Like I think I'm gonna be a little bit of an asshole right here. See, and ladies, you know, fuck it. I'm just saying.
Just
It's
go
just
ahead.
like women. Women want to be led.
Mm-hmm.
Women want to be led, whether they want to admit it or not. They want to be led. They want a real man to step in and do what the fuck he's supposed to do. They're not going to admit it. Our egos and our personality get involved in a lot of issues. But just like these men on the football field, it's like that's what they want. They want to be led. End of the day, they want a real leader. Bijan knows that he's not a real leader. A real leader is a type of person that sit up when you did something wrong and you didn't do it the right way. Hey, I messed up. I'll do it right. I'll do it right next time. And man of his word. When you look at these players in their eyes, and you look at these guys in their eyes and say, all right, the best man will win the job. I will do everything possible to make sure you're prepared, and you don't do that, and you throw in the Taylor Heineken and he looks worse than Desmond Ritter in games. Like, how can I trust? How can I trust you as a player to say you gonna look out for my best interest? That's what it all comes down to. These players want to be led by a real leader, whether that's Bill Belichick or that's Raheem the Dream. They want to be led, and I think that's what Arthur Blank he made that decision. Is like, look, yeah, he went back on his word, switching and changing, coaches like that. But at the end of the day, when you see there's a problem within in the house, you got to do something about it. You have to do something about it. So I thought it was the right thing to do, man. Sometimes, you got to break your promise. Sometimes you got to break your promise. I think that's exactly what he did. He broke his promise, and at the end of the day, man, I like what I see from Raheem. One thing I say about Raheem,
it was a shock at first. You had to sleep on it 24 hours.
But you missed a question, Mike. You missed a question. Shanahan, what lost the game this season? This Super Bowl three for Shanahan. Is it Shanahan? Because y'all saw he just got rid of a defensive coordinator.
It's him.
Yeah, it's the same thing. He's a freaking idiot. That's what he is. He's a freaking idiot. It's all about the ego. That's why Arthur got fired, and this is why his ass is on the way getting fired. All right. Look, you can't cost a team over $200 million. This man has cost the San Francisco 49ers well over $200 million. First with Jimmy G, you got that wrong. Then you got the quarterback. God dang it, Trey Lance. You got that wrong.
Yep.
That's $30 million down the drain. So that's well over $200 million with those two quarterbacks that you got wrong. You got wrong. You did it. You said you was a genius. You said you was able to handle it, and you did. You got both of them wrong. Both of them failed. When it all came down to it, he couldn't. Your boy Brock Purdy couldn't make the throw in the back of the end zone, wide open, wide receiver wide open. He missed several plays in the game. So you got it wrong. At the end of the day, he got it wrong. So, man, this is all Shanahan, man. And to be honest, my disdain and my hate for him has everything to do with his ego.
Yeah, ego. Yep.
It definitely is, because I'm like, first to start off, until you do right by us, everything.
No.
When you start the playbook, and all of a sudden it popped back up. For us to be eating, 28-3. sudden you want to put your foot off the gas. You literally were leading all three of those Super Bowls. I still can place the blame on Dan Quinn, but Dan Quinn is a defensive specialist. You had completely in your control. And what is crazy, the defense was actually playing that game.
Oh, they were. They were.
In the Super Bowl,
they were.
Getting gassed.
And you blame it on the defensive coordinator.
You're going to blame it on the coordinator.
That Elderman catch, I still want to cut Robert Alford's foot off. I really
hey.
freak shit happened. We just seen that with that muff punt. But for him to not understand when to hold them and when to fold them.
Yeah.
You have to understand how shit works. And how the fuck you've managed to go to 3 Super Bowls and utterly fucking fail, and 2 of them were overtimes, and you fucking failed. Then for your players to not know the new overtime rules, which I rules.
They remind me of it was Quinn when they didn't know what to do with the ball. Like everybody, what to do? Which way did it go? You know what I'm saying? Like that is terrible coaching there. But we're gonna go ahead and get to these last minute thoughts because we do got a 6-man combo coming up pretty soon. It's probably starting now. Thank you, Mike. But we're gonna leave this open till this last minute thoughts of the ladies. If anything that we haven't touched on that you want to address real quick, leave some feedback, and then we're gonna go ahead and close this on out because there's not a lot to talk about today. Yeah. It's just kind of, somebody was asking a question real quick here. It was just saying, Zach Robinson's lack of play calling experience does it concern y'all? And then we can get into some of our, last minute thoughts and everything. Then we can push it on over to the 6-man combo. Y'all go on over there and tune into that episode. I already know that's going to be a good one as well. So you said, Pam, you're not concerned?
I'm not concerned because he was under Sean McVay and he actually learned from him. So, and then if I'm not mistaken, in the press conference, he did say he had some play calling experience. If I'm not mistaken,
no, he did. You're absolutely right.
So I have no concerns with that. I think he'll do a good job. It's time for him to have a.
It's too early. It's too early. Yeah. We got to really see what the direction we're going with some of these players. And as far as everybody coming together, now we got some more pieces on the coaching staff and things like that. Because it's like it could be a little bit of a shift in what we seen last year, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know which direction. So it's kind of too soon to get panicking about the play calling experience concerned. Not too much as of right now because it's all just smoke and whistles right now. It's just all paperwork. We really got to see it starting to put together in OTAs and things like that to be of interest. And free agency, who stays, who goes, the draft. So we got to see what players we're going to be working with, ones that already are developed and, just know their roles and know what to do. But on that note, let's get into the last minute thoughts, ladies. Anything, you got to develop the coaches too. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think Wick jumped off and she probably, having some issues. So Pam, last minute thoughts, and we're going to take it on to the 6-man combo. I know he is pretty much getting ready to go on. He's probably waiting on us to wrap it up. Actually, I think he's live now. So just your last minute thoughts, anything that you want to address that we didn't mention on tonight's stream.
I think we pretty much cover everything. But like I said, the upcoming free agent and the combine coming up, and then the draft, all those 3. But I had mentioned that the scouting team, they probably meeting right now with the coaching staff to go over what players they saw in different regions of the country. So I'm just curious to see what's on their draft board and everything else.
Especially now that we don't have Arthur Smith behind, some of those decisions. It's going to be mighty interesting to see where they decide to take it. Will they get some more draft picks, do some
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see. I think it's just too soon to say anything and have any expectations. But I agree, we got to develop the coaches, got to develop the players, and I guess Witt was having some issues. That's okay. So we're gonna close it out. Mike, I know you finna jump on over there. You
Mhm.
got any last thoughts,
Just
anything?
wait and see, like you said. Just
Yes.
everything you just said. Wait and see. It's way too early. Y'all
Early.
know I don't like looking stupid, so I don't have predictions. I'm not. I'll wait for things to come out before
Yes.
we jump to conclusion. Because all this
Mm-hmm.
could be for naught. They probably end up keeping Justin Fields. They end up Falcons trading away the first round pick. Like we don't have a clue,
We don't
and we'll
know.
be
We
saying
don't
all this
know.
for anything.
But they're
Just
they're
wait
in
and
that
see.
win now, so they will do the
Hmm.
things that's best for business to win.
Hmm.
Now, Office Blank is tired. He's like,
Yeah.
Hmm.
look, look. Whatever we got to do to get a players coach in
Yes.
here, we're gonna do that. And if we get somebody that's already good on scouting, to we took Rich. Rich was like, let's go ahead and put him in a different situation here, so Terry can kind of show us what he's wanting. Because I felt like there you go. Um,
Hmm.
some of these decisions was an Artie Smith pick. So Miss Witt, go ahead and let's close it out, and then we're gonna get on out of here. Go ahead and give your last minute, whatever we didn't talk about, your last minute thoughts and everything else. We'll close it on out.
Definitely no problem. I'm definitely excited to see upcoming what the free agency is definitely gonna look like,
Mm-hmm.
how this is gonna mesh together. I hope a lot of people have getting over the fact is we didn't get Belichick. Please stop trying to determine where we're gonna end at in the draft. We gotta wait to April. Please stop trying to say what coulda, woulda, shoulda, had it, anything else like that. We got to see once it's time for them to hit Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And I hope for everyone that's talking shit, I hope y'all at Flowery Branch doing OTAs. I hope y'all at
Oh
Flowery
yeah,
Branch
look,
doing
we're gonna
trials.
us ladies gonna
I
try
hope
to
y'all there.
coordinate something. I know Pam goes every year,
I
so
do.
we
I
we
do.
went last
And
year. I
please
think
say
we're gonna.
hello to us. Don't be staring at others and not saying shit and trying to act like y'all didn't say shit in these quote unquote YouTube chats. YouTube. Yeah, these YouTube chats. You know how y'all be typing on here? Yeah. Keep that same energy when y'all see us. That's all I gotta say about that.
That's right. So on that note, I ain't got much left. Just I'm gonna get around to getting this GoFundMe together. But people,
Yes.
let's donate to Atlanta Cash App Atlanta Falcons Nation. Your super chats, we love it. We're really trying to get this red and black event off the ground in July. I'm working on it. Just been a lot going on. So I'll get that GoFundMe in a little while. This time I'm not gonna make a Facebook group because it kind of confused everybody. Invite. So I'm gonna put up a GoFundMe and a Eventbrite, so you can get your tickets early, and we can see a list of how many people are, and then the location will be announced. But it's gonna be another event that's gonna be indoors because it's hot, and we're gonna have us a good old time, people. So Cash
Yes.
App Atlanta Falcons Nation. On that note, y'all going over to the sixth man. We'll be back when some things
Yes.
coming out. Right now, we're just kind of impromptu at the moment, but we will be full effect every week during the season. Give these ladies their flowers,
Bye-bye,
their
y'all.
love. This
Thank
just kind of,
y'all.
it's not even
Thank
half
y'all.
of us, so got to show off my Ms Maggie T.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Ice.
Mm-hmm.
Lady
Gotta have a
Ice.
Julio salute service.
There you go, ladies.
Lady
On that
Ice
note, man,
throwback.
don't be hating. Don't
Lady
be
Ice
hating.
throwback jersey.
All right, people,
Bye-bye.
and we out. Peace.
Peace.